Queensland, the Sunshine State, and from within its capital city, Brisbane, Albion Park Paceway, known as the speed pacing capital of Australia, proudly hosts the Foster's 1986 Golden Jubilee Interdominion Pacing Championship.
Well, welcome again to Albion Park in Brisbane for the second night of the Interdominion Series. Tonight we'll see another 4 qualifying heats to follow on from the 4 last Saturday night, and of course another 4 next Saturday night with a final on April the 19th. Last Saturday night we saw some outstanding pacing, highlighted by the performances of Village Kid in Heat 3 and Master Mood in Heat 4.
In behind those, She's Able, followed then by Glenmore Admiral and Toby Dewan. That Chris Lewis said, let's go on the West Australian champ. They're all struggling behind him. He's going to come down and win the third heat untouched. Village Kid storms down to the line and wins easily. Second, Stylish Guy, but turning for home, Kevin Williams looks behind him and says, let's go. Master Mood kicked away. Gay Morrow starting to make a battle out of it, but Master Mood's going to brilliantly win the fourth heat, and Master Mood comes down third quarter 29-3, last quarter 28-3.
And both Village Kid and Master Mood shortening in Interdominion betting after last Saturday night. Looking at the points table in the Interdominion after the first night, all the heat winners on 11 points. That is Village Kid, Master Mood, Corralta Gift, and of course Pan Yan. Then on 9 points, the second place getters last Saturday night, Stylish Guy, Gay Morrow, Line On, and Bag Limit. Our commentator again tonight is David Morrow, and David, already one of the glamour horses being withdrawn from the Interdominion.
Yes, Peter. Well, the shock withdrawal is Smooth Falcon, the 3-year-old who came out on Monday. He did suffer from a cold throughout last week. He finished 6th in the heat on Saturday night, and obviously he hasn't been able to overcome that virus. Another scratching late this afternoon was Al Pacino out of Heat 5. Well, most of the interest in tonight's program will centre on Heat 7. It's the clash between the New Zealander Master Mood and also the Victorian Bag Limit, and whichever horse puts in the better performance tonight, I think they'll start second favourite in the Interdominion Grand Final on Saturday week, behind Village Kid, which is a very pronounced favourite in the first heat we're going to bring you tonight, Heat 5. So the fifth heat, and obviously all the interest surrounds number 1 Village Kid. How far will he win this heat by? Well, who knows? Quite famous in Gay Morrow, obviously Slight Dangers and perhaps Vanderpoort. And of those horses drawn wide, the one with the best chance, definitely number 9 Gosh, who goes a lot better with a sit than when in front as he was the other night. Let's go down and see what's happening with the bookmakers' boards, and here's Peter Longman.
Well, David, Village Kid almost unbackable down here. 16 to 1 on it started on at, and now it's about 25 to 1 on. Only other horses with any backing at all. 7 to 2 Black Trick, 9 to 4 Gay Morrow, who finished second the other night. 7 to 2 Vanderpoort, and 8 Gosh, but the only other horses really backed at all in this fifth heat.
Well, it seems that all the interest obviously then in which horses will finish second and third. And there's Village Kid, number 1, trained by Bill Horn, driven by Chris Lewis. He rated 157.8 here on Saturday night, but he can go much faster than that. And in fact, some of the critics here suggested the only way Village Kid could get beaten this heat is if he ran into the starting gate. And who knows? That's happened before today. Let's go and have a look at Quite Famous from the Jimmy O'Sullivan stable in Victoria. He's a very smart pony, Quite Famous, and he didn't secure a passage until near the finish in the heat on Saturday night. He flew home to finish 4th, but I'm certain had he got a clearer passage, he would have come home and finished much closer than he did. Well, of course, another Victorian who must be rated a big chance of securing some more points in this particular heat is Gosh, trained and driven by Henry McDermott. Now, Gosh led them up the other night. He ran out of steam probably at the top of the straight and still came home to run 157.9, but he has probably raced better when he's allowed to have a bit of a sit. Now, coming off 9 tonight, no doubt Henry will cross towards the fence and hope that Village Kid will go along well in front and perhaps finish up with a bit of a sit and thread his passage through the field and come home and perhaps secure a second or third position. And Gay Morrow, his run was very good on Saturday night. He finished up running second behind the brilliant New Zealander Master Mood, and Ken Pocock no doubt will be trying to make sure that number 2 rings a bell again. I think that they'd be really struggling to beat Village Kid in this. Very big crowd building up. Of course, a working day in Brisbane. In fact, at 6 o'clock, it didn't look as if that many people were going to come, but then by 7 o'clock, most of the seating had been filled. A lot of people in the restaurants and bars, and a lot of interest in the Interdominion Series. And of course, this is the second race on the program tonight, so I think there's still even more people to come. Most of the interest later in the night, perhaps with the clash between Master Mood and Bag Limit. But obviously, all eyes in Heat 5 will be on the horse on the inside moving up there. And that's Village Kid, the blue with the gold sash and the striped sleeves. He's got the white cap on, being driven by Chris Lewis. There's that shot from inside the mobile gate as they head down the back. And there's Village Kid moving up towards the inside. You'll notice him go right up into the one stall.
Getting right in on the one, they're racing, and he began brilliantly. Village Kid and Game Or came out fast as well. Van der Poort a little rough in his gear early. He mixed his gate there for about 50 metres. Deja Bye Bye and Black Trick both began nicely, and so did Quite Famous. Just a Breeze midfield. Gosh is getting back, and Thor Skipper immediately drops out last. Village Kid is the leader on settling down. He's a length and a half clear. Game Oro in second place, racing up with that cover on the outside of Black Trick. Quite Famous into a 1-1 trail, sitting on the back of Game Oro. Just a Breeze next on the rails. Van der Poort is back in the field and trapped out 3 wide. Here's the first quarter, 28.9. Over on the inside, Thor Skipper, and then Gosh and Deja Bye Bye last of all. Down the straight to get the ballot. He's going easily out in front, the great Australian champion Village Kid. He leads by a length and a half. Van der Poort running second. Third, Black Trick over on the inside. A length away fourth is Game Oro, now dropping into trail on the back of Van der Poort, followed by Just a Breeze inside of Quite Famous, and then Thor Skipper, Gosh and Deja Bye Bye last. They're coming up towards the half now. Village Kid is the leader. Second quarter of the mile, 30.3, and as they go to the tea trees, it's Village Kid moving away from them a little bit. He's 2 lengths in front. Van der Poort in second place with that cover. Ahead away third on the rails is Black Trick. A length to Game Oro. Fifth on the inside, Just a Breeze, and then Quite Famous, Thor Skipper, Gosh and Deja Bye Bye. They leave the back and head up on towards the top bend. 4:50 to go. Village Kid almost 3 lengths in front. Van der Poort under the whip in second place. Third over on the rails is Black Trick, and then Game Oro. Third quarter of the mile, 28.1. Village Kid clear, coming to the home turn. 300 metres to go. He's 3 lengths in front. In second place, Van der Poort, Game Oro on the outside, then Black Trick, Just a Breeze, Gosh and Quite Famous. But it's all Village Kid as they straighten up. 200 metres out. He's 4 lengths in front, Village Kid. Van der Poort in second place, Game Oro on the outside, and then Just a Breeze. But Village Kid is stretching away from the field in the run to the post. He's going to win it by 5 lengths. A great win. Village Kid first, Van der Poort second, Gosh third, and he's gone 1:55.5. And he was untouched. Van der Poort just behind him. Over on the inside, Thor Skipper. Next in was Black Trick, Deja Bye Bye. Quite Famous last of all.
Well, the time speaks for itself, doesn't it? Number 1, Village Kid.
Look at Chris Lewis. He has not even pulled the whip out in 2 races here over the Flying Mile. And tonight, he went through that third quarter in 28.1. He got them all off the bit. He opened up about 10 metres on them, and he just kept the pressure on coming down the straight. Again, a lap full of horse, and yet he still managed to run that last quarter in 28.2, and an overall time for the Flying Mile of 1:55.5. Brewer Chevalier's record is certainly in danger if Village Kid gets a chance over the Flying Mile with a bit of pressure on him. And now as they come down to the line, what a great run it was by Van der Poort. I mean, Anne Frawley was caught 3 and 4 wide in the early stages, and yet Van der Poort still shown a lot of heart and determination. I think they get up and take second in the centre, and off the track, Gosh, it seems, has got up and taken the third placing with, again, along the fence, Just a Breeze coming through. And again, I think Just a Breeze has just missed the photo where the other night it managed to get up and take the third placing.
Well, Chris, Village Kid looked to be going fairly easily tonight. Was that the case?
Yeah, he's run pretty nicely, pretty easy all the way.
How much improvement do you think there still is left in him?
Well, I think there's a little more improvement. I think there was a bit left there. If something challenged him, he obviously will respond, and so obviously he could drop a bit more off that time.
What sort of horse is he to drive?
He's a really good horse to drive because he's got early speed. He can sit up after he's done early work, and he can stay. And it all makes it easy to drive.
If won Interdominion before on Carclew, do you rate Village Kid a better horse?
Yeah, he is a different horse. Carclew was a champion in his own right, but Village Kid, I would have to say, is a better horse.
Thanks, Chris, and good luck for the rest of the Interdominion.
Thanks very much.
Bill's the driver of the Interdominion favourite, Village Kid, now quoted at around 5-4 on favourite for the Interdominion final next Saturday night. Well, races 6 and 7, or heat 6 and 7, we'll show you shortly. But heat 8...
The sixth heat of the Foster's Golden Jubilee Interdominion Pacing Championship, and the interest really surrounded number 2 Corral de Gift, and could he go even better than 155.4, which he ran to win the first heat on Saturday night. A lot of local interest, of course, on Wandai's Mate, and the West Australian Line on the mare. Could she improve on her second on Saturday night? Let's go down and see what the punters thought from Peter Longman.
Well, in the ring, Corral de Gift, that won a heat the other night, is favourite at the moment at even money. Some are 11 to 10 around the ring, but mainly even money. We've got the local favourite Wandai's Mate at around 5 to 2. Line on the West Australian at 9 to 4. And the rest of the horses really fairly well out of this race, but Corral de Gift certainly the strong favourite in this heat.
And so the punters have rallied behind the New South Wales pony Corral de Gift, who brilliantly won the first here on Saturday night, and is obviously the punters elect to win this. But no doubt the sentimental favourite will be the outstanding Queenslander. There's Corral de Gift, trained and driven by young Darren Binskin at Bankstown in the western suburbs of Sydney. 155.4, a brilliant win on Saturday night, and just one for the form students. Corral de Gift has never been beaten when able to lead or sit up on the outside of the leader, so they'll certainly be chasing something in this heat 6. I suppose when you look for the main dangers, the sentimental favourite is obviously Wandai's Mate. If he ever returned to his best, he'd probably be the favourite in this event, but he has broken down, and I thought that perhaps he got out with plenty of room on Saturday night, although of course opinions are divided. We'll soon find out tonight whether he would have got out and won on Saturday night, because he gets a good chance from 5. Only Corral de Gift really possessed of any speed drawn inside him. The other horse with plenty of speed early on is She's Able, who ran a very creditable performance and gave up a very good performance on Saturday night. Trained and driven by John Mooney, 158.4, a great performance. Finished third in that heat, picked up 8 points, and no doubt she'll be in the firing line for a long while tonight. And the other mare who'll also be in the firing line for a long time will be Line On. She finished a very good second in the second heat on Saturday night. Trained and driven by Neil Lloyd. She should be even better than her performance on Saturday night after that long float trip up from Melbourne, and she's certainly going to be the main danger, I think, to Corral de Gift in this heat 6 as they move up behind the mobile gate. They're in the starters' hands, so let's cross down and listen to John Andrews as he gives the instructions to the drivers to move up and get them off and away over the flying mile.
All right, drivers, start to pick it right up. Come in number 6. Number 3, number 4, pick it up. All right, drivers, keep them on the gate, please.
Came out fast, Wandai's Mate, and She's Able showing plenty of speed. Line On began fairly. Toby Dwayne dropping back with Egmont Lehigh, My Dianthus and Lincoln Storm. She's Able is showing blistering speed, and she's headed them off. It's She's Able crossing over onto the rails. Corral de Gift second. Line On out a bit deep. Wandai's Mate looks like dropping into a 1-1 trail. Line On going forward on the outside. He's going to finish up fourth in a 1-1 trail. Wandai's Mate, followed by Toby Dwayne on the inside of Glenmore Admiral. Then Egmont Lehigh, Lincoln Storm and My Dianthus. First quarter of the mile, 27.7. And the leader, She's Able. She's a length in front. Line On second. Corral de Gift Snooker third on the inside. Wandai's Mate is a length away fourth on the outside. Then Toby Dwayne, Glenmore Admiral, followed by Egmont Lehigh, My Dianthus and Lincoln Storm at the rear. At the post, 1,000 metres to go. She's Able to neck in front. Line On second on the outside. Corral de Gift locked away third. Wandai's Mate still in that 1-1 trail, fourth on the outside. Toby Dwayne is a length away fifth inside of Glenmore Admiral. Then Egmont Lehigh, Lincoln Storm and My Dianthus at the rear. Second quarter, 30.6. They race to the tea trees now. She's Able to neck in front. Line On having a tough run. She's without cover. Over on the rails in third place, Corral de Gift Snooker. Fourth the outside, Wandai's Mate, followed by Glenmore Admiral and Toby Dwayne on the rails. Starting a run, Egmont Lehigh and then Lincoln Storm. My Dianthus is at the rear as they race along the back. She's Able a length in front. Line On second. Corral de Gift was able to ease off the rails there. Wandai's Mate now making a dash, going up 3 wide. Toby Dwayne is on the inside, and further back Glenmore Admiral and Lincoln Storm with Egmont Lehigh coming to the home turn. Third quarter of the mile, 29.3. She's Able under a little bit of pressure just in front of Line On, and here comes Wandai's Mate with a great run. Wandai's Mate is looming up to them on the outside. He's got his nose in front. It's Wandai's Mate in front. Corral de Gift pulled to the outside. Line On boxing on gamely. Wandai's Mate just in front. Line On kicks again. Corral de Gift coming at the pair of them on the outside. Corral de Gift grabbed the lead, and Corral de Gift has got up to win it. Corral de Gift first, Line on second, a photo third. One Day's Mate and Toby Dwayne, then Lincoln Storm, My Dianthus, Egmont Lehigh, Glenmore Admiral, and She's Able last of all.
Number 2, the winner, Corral to Gift, $1.60 for the place. 8, Line On for the place, 50, and tied for third, 1, Toby Dwayne, 135.5.
Out of the roar as Wandai's Mate moved up here to take the lead, but then Line On, hasn't she got some courage? She fought back on the inside. She had Wandai's Mate beaten, but here comes Corral de Gift storming down the outside, and look at Toby Dwayne flying when it's all over up on the fence. But Corral de Gift, being shaken at with the reins by Darren Binskin, quickly gobbled them up down the outside, and Corral de Gift in 156.9 has come down to take Heat 6, the third quarter in 29.3, and the same time registered for the last quarter. So there's the official result. Number 2, Corral de Gift first, trained and driven by Darren Binskin, and joins Village Kid as the front runner for the grand final on Saturday night. Number 8, Line On, second successive second, trained and driven by Neil Lloyd, and third, number 5, Wandai's Mate, driven by Darryl Renke and trained by his dad Merv Renke. The official time 156.9, and so 2 wins from 2 starts for Corral de Gift.
Well, Darren Corral de Gift seemed to have thrived since it's arrived in Brisbane.
Yes, Peter, he has thrived. Took nothing knocked about the other night, and he pulled up very well, and he raced particularly well tonight, Peter.
You and Wandai's Mate had a bit of a battle down the back straight, it seemed?
Oh, just for a few strides there. Darryl wanted to keep me in, and I just had enough room to come out there, and it was about the time I thought I had to get off the fence and try to make a run at him.
Corral's Gift, interesting story. I believe it was a gift horse.
Yes, Peter, you wouldn't think you'd get a horse of his ability as a gift, but in good faith, Charlie Dixon returned this horse. It was during a drought, and he sold a Wayne Rattray horse that wasn't up to standard, and Wayne told Charlie, and in good faith, he replaced him with this horse, which is particularly lucky, I think.
Thanks, Darren, and good luck.
Thank you.
And so to the 7th heat, and quite a few Queenslanders engaged here, 4 in the first 5 in fact, but Scientific probably the best credential to go on further towards the final on Saturday week. But it's the other 5 paces which arouse the most interest. 6 Bag Limit and 8 Master Mood. No doubt they are the punters like the most down in the betting ring, but more importantly, whichever one races the best tonight, I feel will start second favourite behind Village Kid in the grand final on Saturday week. Now these 2 go hammer and tongs in front. Watch for Paleface Bubble zooming home down the outside. Let's see what the punters think though. Here's Peter.
There's been a tremendous battle in the ring between Master Mood and also Bag Limit. At the moment, Master Mood, the slight favourite at 10-9, on and favourite, with plenty of support also for Bag Limit at 11-10. But those 2 really the only horses in it. Paleface Bubble, some support for it at 8-1, but really most of the betting between Master Mood at 10-9 on and Bag Limit at 11-10.
And so the horses preparing. Last minute preparations there, a few gear adjustments being made to Lindy's Nymph and Paleface Bubble, and also there in the background was Master Mood. So let's go and have a look at Bag Limit. As Peter pointed out, perhaps the second favourite at the moment with the punters. Was an outstanding performance in running second here on Saturday night. He went up 3 wide in the first quarter, sat outside the leader, and it was only in the last few strides that Corral de Gift managed to catch him. 155.5. He's trained by Bob Knight, driven by Vin Knight from Kilmore in Victoria. Bag Limit, definitely the testing material in this heat, which is Heat 7. Let's go and have a look at Welcome Frost from the Brian Hancock stable, a despised outsider on Saturday night, but ran a very good race to finish 5th inside the 2 minutes, as was every horse, by the way, last Saturday night, trained and driven by Brian Hancock in New South Wales. But Brian was pretty enthused by the run of Welcome Frost. He didn't have it all that easy, and he's expecting him to improve just a little bit tonight, and he might well finish up running 3rd or 4th behind these 2 very good horses. Let's have a look at this New Zealander. He's impressed everyone since Saturday night. He came across here. He rated 156 in jumping straight to the lead and gave nothing else a chance. His trainer-driver, Kevin Williams, thinks the horse has improved fractionally since Saturday night. He's certainly going to be very hard to beat in this. But Bag Limit is drawn slightly inside him, and although Master Mood is possessed of a great deal of early speed, it'll certainly be interesting to see which one is on top when they get into that first turn. And let's go to the other New South Wales horse, Paleface Bubble, trained and driven by Michael Ilsley on the Northern Beaches in Sydney. Paleface Bubble really does need the speed on it. These two do go hard in front. He can come home quickly down the outside. He really is a tough, hard stayer. 157.6 on Saturday night, his time, and he did figure prominently from the turn all the way down the straight. He's got a lot of heart, and he certainly is possessed of a lot of ability, which, of course, was bestowed by his great father, Paleface Adios. Anyway, they're moving up behind the mobile gate now for Heat 7 of the Foster's Golden Jubilee Interdominion Championship. And again, let's go down and listen to John Andrews as he advises the drivers of moving up behind the gate.
Move in, please. Catch it up, please, drivers. The hook on 2. Hook on 5. Move out in, please.
Master Mood slow to get going. Bag Limit came out fast, Scientific, and Jazzy Joe is driven with the whip in the early stages to take the lead. Parading, showing plenty of dash, and Master Mood is back second last. They race onto the first bend, Parading deep on the track, 4 wide, but going to the lead from Scientific and Jazzy Joe. Bag Limit dropping in behind them, dropping into a 1-1 trail. Armbro Gold is on the inside of Welcome Frost, getting back Whalen, Lindy's Nymph, Master Mood, and Paleface Bubble now drops to the rear. First quarter of the Flying Mile in 27.6. They come around the home turn. Scientific a half length in front. Second, Parading on the outside. Jazzy Joe third on the rails. Bag Limit sitting pretty, 1 out and 1 back. Armbro Gold is fifth on the inside of Welcome Frost. Then Lindy's Nymph, Whalen, Master Mood second last. Paleface Bubble at the rear. After getting the bell, going into the turn out of the straight. Scientific shows away. Jazzy Joe on his back second. A neck away third, Parading. Bag Limit still in the box seat, 1 out, 1 back. Fifth on the inside, Armbro Gold, and then Welcome Frost, Lindy's Nymph, Whalen, Master Mood. Last of all, Paleface Bubble, 29.6 the second quarter, and they race past the tea trees. They're on target for big time. And it's Scientific, the leader, running along the back, leading by a length and a half. Parading in second place. Here comes Master Mood from back in the field. Knight snuck a look over his shoulder. He's taking off now on Bag Limit, but Scientific has raced away from them. Scientific is 4 lengths in front. They go to the quarter. Bag Limit now moving to second. Third on the inside, Jazzy Joe. Master Mood starting a run around the field, but giving the leader 6 length start. Scientific in front. Third quarter of the mile, 28.8. They race to the home turn. 250 metres to go. Scientific in front, leads by 2 lengths. Bag Limit second. Master Mood third. Paleface Bubble making ground. Scientific in front. Here comes Bag Limit down the outside. Then Master Mood and Paleface Bubble. Scientific just in front. Bag Limit driving at him close to home. Scientific and Bag Limit, they hit the line. Gee, it's close. It's close. Scientific or Bag Limit in a great finish. Master Mood 3 lengths away third. Fourth, Paleface Bubble. Then Lindy's Nymph. Armbro Gold followed in by Welcome Frost. Whalen. Then Jazzy Joe Parading last.
Well, it'll be a photo there. The 5th at Albion Park. Number 6, Bag Limit.
There's nothing more than 1 cigarette paper. On the inside, Scientific. A brilliant drive by Des Weeks. He stacked them up. And here comes Bag Limit. He's a very tough, hard horse. And he's coming home quickly. They've got about 50 metres to go, and Scientific looked as if he might have Bag Limit's measure. And then right on the wire, Bag Limit has dived, and there's nothing in this when they've hit the wire. A few metres to go, and there they go to the wire. Now look at that. On that angle there, you'd say Scientific, but after watching what happened here the other night in a very tight photo for third, I would think that perhaps even Bag Limit might get this. It's very tight. This camera's right on the finishing line, so don't even be amazed if it's a dead heat. There's nothing in this, so let's wait for the official result of this very tight photo in Heat 7. So a very close photo, and in the end, number 3, Scientific, getting the result. He just lasted 1 more hop, and Bag Limit gets the verdict. Scientific brilliantly handled in front by Des Weeks, and he finished up going 155.5, 28.8 the third quarter, 29.5 the final and fourth quarter. Second, number 6, Bag Limit, trained by Bob Knight, driven by Vin Knight. And third, number 8, Master Mood, trained and driven by Kevin Williams. But the first major upset of the heats.
Well, Des Weeks, driver of Scientific, winner of Heat 7. Des, what were your tactics before the race?
Oh, we thought we'd be sitting 1 out, 1 back, and then when he went to the front, I thought, well, he's a very good stayer, and I thought, we'll see how things went. And then when he was going good down the back, I hunted him up and made him catch me, and they just about did.
Did you always think you could hang on?
Yeah, he's a good, tough stayer, and I didn't know where the main chances were, and I thought, well, if I kept going, they'll have to catch me, you know.
Must be a great thrill to win in front of your home crowd.
Yeah, great thrill to win an Interdominion Heat, and one for Queensland. We haven't had much publicity, the Queensland horses, and it just shows we're not far behind the southern horses.
Thanks, Des.
Thanks very much. Good.
It's about to go. Let's take you now to our commentator, David Morrow.
Yes, Peter, the horses are parading now for the 8th heat of this year's Interdominion Pacing Championship. The favourite, Murano Magic, drawn well in one. Bill Student gets out very quickly, though, so don't be surprised if you see the speed really on in earnest over the first 400. Panyan, winner on Saturday night, and I think can go very close to making it 2 wins in succession tonight. And then further out, Barana, the New Zealander, who came home like a train the other night, also one to watch. Stylish Guy, of course, a good run when he finished second in his heat behind Village Kid on Saturday night. And also Bundanoon. He looks very good tonight, but he's drawn out wide. But he will cross, and given a little bit of luck, he'll certainly be in the firing line at the business end of the race. A very open race. I wonder how the punters see it. Peter.
It's a fairly wide betting race, this one. Murano Magic favourite 7-4. Good support for Bill Student at 4-1. Murano has firmed in over the last half hour or so to 6-1. Stylish Guy and Panyan both at 5s.
Well, down there, Peter Longman going through the board, and obviously the big crowd very intrigued as the whistle goes for the horses to start moving across behind the mobile gate. Interesting to see Bundanoon at 25-1. I wouldn't have minded a bit of a serve at that each way. It was a good run here the other night to finish third behind Master Mood. He dropped off with about 400 to go and then came home to go very well. But Murano Magic is all the rage down in the ring. The Western Australian who led them up for a long way in that first heat, trained and driven by Trevor Warwick from Western Australia. So there's the favourite, starting to move up on the inside. Has dropped back a bit, Murano Magic. He's a long way behind the other horses. They're strung out like Brown's cows at the moment. But they'll soon form up pretty well behind that mobile gate. And why don't we go down and listen to the starter, John Andrews, as he instructs the drivers to move up into a line for the start of the 8th heat, the second night of Interdominion Heats from Albion Park.
Hi, David. They're right in on the gate. Keep 'em on it.
Racing now, Bill Student came out fast near the inside of Murano Magic, showing plenty of dash. Stylish Guy began nicely. Chico Doro fast into stride. Panyan showing speed. He's running fourth on settling down. Then Lindy's Express, Barana drifting back with Bundanoon. Then Intricate and Tricky One slipping over to the inside and starting to take the shortcuts. Murano Magic is the leader early. Bill Student easing in behind him. Chico Doro in a little bit of trouble running onto that first bend. Stylish Guy moving up to be third on the outside of Chico Doro. Now Stylish Guy with that cover. Then Panyan back along the inside is Tricky One, and then Lindy's Express, Barano, followed by Intricate, and last of all is Bundanoon. First quarter a fast 27.7, and it's Murano Magic the leader coming up to the post. 1,000 to go. Murano Magic leading the way. Bill Student on his back in second place. Stylish Guy a length away third with that cover. Chico Doro's fourth on the inside of Panyan, who's beautifully placed, followed by Tricky One on the inside of Lindy's Express, and then Barana on the outside of Intricate, and last of all is Bundanoon. They go up towards the half now. 800 metres to go. Second quarter of the mile in 31.7. And the leader, Murano Magic. He's a length and a half clear. Stylish Guy having a tough